As an ex-Muslim, I had to slow down and ask a basic question I was never encouraged to ask. What is the historical evidence behind the Ishmael narrative? Islam teaches that Ishmael, son of Abraham, settled in Mecca. Ishmael and Abraham built the Kaaba. Muhammad descends from Ishmael. Those are theological claims. So I looked for independent historical and archaeological evidence. Here's what I found. First, Ishmael and Arabia. Outside of later Islamic tradition, there are no contemporaneous Jewish, Christian, Roman, or Greek sources that place Ishmael in Mecca or link him to the Arabs of Western Arabia. That does not mean the story is false by definition. It means it is not independently attested. This matters because biblical history preserves detailed genealogies for centuries, especially for Abraham's line. Ishmael appears briefly, then disappears from the historical record. After that, there is a gap of roughly 2 millennia, with no external genealogical documentation. Second, Muhammad's lineage. Muhammad's descent from Ishmael comes from Islamic genealogical tradition, written generations later, not from contemporary inscriptions, manuscripts, or external historians. Again, this is not proof against the claim, but it is not historical verification either. Third, the Kaaba. Islamic tradition says Abraham and Ishmael built the Kaaba. However, there is no archaeological evidence dating the Kaaba to the time traditionally associated with Abraham. There are no pre-Islamic records linking Abraham or Ishmael to Mecca. References to Mecca outside Islamic sources appear centuries later. Archaeology in Mecca is extremely limited due to continuous construction, so conclusions must be careful. What can be said factually is this: the Abraham-Ishmael Kaaba connection rests on faith tradition, not on verifiable archaeology or independent history. Fourth, geography and history. The biblical narrative of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Israel is anchored in known locations. Continuous textual transmission, corroborated historical settings. By contrast, the Ishmael, Mecca narrative lacks external confirmation from the same period. So the issue isn't mockery, it isn't hatred, it's method. As an ex-Muslim, I realized I had accepted claims emotionally, not historically. Faith can exist without evidence, but history requires evidence. And when I separated the two, I had to admit something honestly. The Ishmael Kaaba Mecca connection is a theological belief, not a demonstrable historical fact, and people deserve to know the difference.